The next step for you is you would hit the edit button, and you're going to basically create new points, lines, and polygons. And you have to work from one file at a time, basically. So if we start with the point files, we could go ahead and hit create. And what you do is you'll see these layers that are editable, and you can basically double click on this point layer, and then it's going to be in a mode to basically allow you to put these points down. So you're going to see point, 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 point. There is a way as you're going, you can add attributes as you're going, like if you want to put an identifier in or something like that. You could go ahead here and just be adding numbers in, like an ID number, and then put another one, and then add another ID number. Okay. All right, so if you want to move over to the polygon layer, you can double click on that, and then this is this tool. Now these just take practice. If you're going to find yourself in projects where you need to do a lot of digitizing, you're going to have to delve deeper into some of the instructions, and even there's a lot of videos on it, but it can get difficult. At the base level, it's pretty easy to do. You just trace things, but if you want to do a good job, you're going to have to learn a little bit about the tricks. So let's say I want to digitize this block face as a polygon. We're already set here. I've selected create polygon feature, and I believe we can just go ahead and start tracing a line here, and then we're going to end with double click, and there's our new polygon. So if we wanted to do the same here, we could do the same. The tricky part is when you have, and I'm not very good at this anymore, if you make a polygon here, if you need to put one next to it, you can't just digitize a polygon because you're going to get these slivers, right? So like if I was to put one next to here, the software may or may not be smart enough to deal with the sliver in between. Like you could have a little edge. So there are, like as you're beginning to digitize, like there's different tools, like you can snap to the endpoint and then, you know, snap to the next endpoint. That wasn't a very good job, but you can basically undo this as well. So I'm not going to get into the details of how to do detailed because I would have to myself look up all of the different techniques, because again, the main thing is when you're digitizing, you don't want to have sliver polygons, which means little gaps in between these polygons. The other thing is when I do digitize polygons, I oftentimes use lines. I'm actually not digitizing with polygons, and I could explain that during class. So the last one we want to do is lines, and you're just going to click on the line basically. So let's just say we were interested in digitizing these roads. We could drop a line here, and then maybe we would go down this road here or something like that. And then just like polygons, you can continue on, snap to the endpoint there, and then you could know that it's connected to that line. So let me close this for a second, and we can just take a look at the tables, because as we were digitizing, it was creating new attributes. So these were originally blank, and every time you digitize a feature, so you can see, right, it just highlighted these as I'm selecting them. Same with the line feature. I think we should probably have about 3 lines. All right, so we have 2, right, and you can see which ones are selecting. And then finally, the polygons are also going to have the attributes that go along with them. So that's your basic tutorial. You could obviously, you know, create new fields for these once you're done editing. So you want to make sure you save everything. And once things are saved, then you can go ahead, for example, and add a new field if necessary. We'll just call this the test field for now. And then we would go ahead and save this new field. And then if we went back to the polygons layer, you would now see this new field called test. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you.